Eric Parker, renowned British explorer, had traveled to the far corners of East Asia in search of the village of Yangtze-La. It had been rumored that in this village there dwelled a high lama and several hundred low lamas. It had also been rumored that in the forgotten village of Yangtze-La, people did not grow old, but stayed the way they were when they first came to this city of magic. Upon his arrival in Yangtze-La, Eric Parker met some natives. "Hello, how old are you?"
165 years old.
"And how old are you?"
99.
"Well, why do you look older than him?"
"Well, he got here ahead of me."
A most amazing country. Where is your High Lama?
"Inside that cave. You can't miss him. He's on a throne 200 feet high."
Most amazing country. Ah, there's the Lama now. "Greetings, Lama."
"Greetings, my son."
"More like your grandson, eh? Look, Lama, I'm an explorer. I came here to explore."
"What you exploring for?"
"They tell me that hidden among these mountains is a secret well that brings you everlasting youth."
"We don't want no foreigners here. Go!"
"But, Lama..."
"Go, I shall call the guards."
"Look, Lama, I'm friend. Don't you understand me? I'm your friend."
"Friend or foe, you must go."
Amazing, he speaks in rhyme.
"You'll find out we are very cultured here. Go, I cut your nose off and eat it."
Amazing. Parker wasn't discouraged. With typical undying stick-to-itiveness, he decided to search for the magic well alone and not entirely unafraid. Where's that blasted well? According to Coleman's Guide Bleu, it should be somewhere near here.
"Don't fall in, Mr. Parker."
"Oh, hello. I was exploring for a watch crystal. Exploring for the time. I was..."
"As you were what, Mr. Parker?"
"As I was taking out my watch."
"Why you take out your watch?"
"To tell the time, of course."
"There is no time here. This is Yangtze-La. Yangtze-La."
"When do we get to Birmingham?"
"This is Yangtze-La, Parker. Last stop, all out."
"Oh, I see. Well, I must be getting along now. Where you go?" "Back to England. I can't afford to miss that cricket match Sunday at Brighton."
"No cricket matches, Mr. Parker."
"But I've already placed a bet."
"Who you pick?"
"Westbury."
"I took short odds. I got Manchester."
Say, how'd you like to make another wager?
On what?
On the fact that the magic well is hidden somewhere around here.
Why you no go home? Be good boy, Mr. Parker.
You won't let me.
Oh, that's right. I won't let you. That's right.
I say, isn't there someplace I can get a change of costume? These knickerbockers are filthy. I haven't unbuckled them in weeks.
Come, I give you one of our latest model sheets. Natural shoulders.
Oh, do you have one with a belt in the back?
Not quite. I have one with picture of me in back, however.
Well, that should do for the time being.
There is no time here, Mr. Parker.
By the way, how old are you, Lama?
650-year-old.
Well, I must say you don't look it.
How does 650-year-old man look, Mr. Parker?
I don't know, frankly. I never saw one. Probably something like you or something.
You seem nervous, Mr. Parker. Do not worry. I will not hurt you.
I suppose if you hit a younger man in this town, you get arrested.
Exactly.
You know, there's a certain moist odor that seems to be penetrating my nostrils. How is that possible in this desert?
Is mirage, Mr. Parker, mirage.
I don't see anything. I just smell it. The moisture makes my nostrils quiver.
Is nostrilage, Mr. Parker.
Wait a minute. What's that through the trees there?
Schlubberly, Mr. Parker.
Ah, yes, but what does the schlubberly surround?
More schlubberly.
It's the magic well of everlasting youth. I'm going in.
No, Mr. Parker. No go in, Mr. Parker. No go in.
I'm going in, I tell you. I'm going in. Oh, it feels... Oh.
How you feel now, Mr. Parker?
I want my mommy.
You crazy man, I tell you, no go in.
The strong brutalities of life do not touch us as deeply as do the small, almost unnoticed incidents. I've seen war and revolution at close range, but these major catastrophes affected me less than I imagined they should. What I'm going to tell you happened long ago, but it lives with me still, as if it had happened yesterday. I was then a young student in Vienna, somewhat sad, Somewhat dreamy, filled with a melancholy philosophy, I never cared much for crowded cafes or my noisy fellow students and their giggling girls. I used to go to bed early, get up with the sun, and one of my greatest pleasures was a morning walk alone in the park of Esterhazy. You probably don't know the place. It was like a forgotten garden of another century. A beautiful garden. I would sit down on a bench and read and dream and listen to the far-off sounds of the city. One day I noticed I was not the only early visitor in the park. From time to time I met a strange little old man. He wore shoes with silver buckles, a tobacco-colored coat, a lace instead of a necktie, and he always carried a superb cane with a gold knob. He was thin, angular, grimacing, and mumbling to himself. The old man puzzled me at first, and then he began to intrigue me more and more, and often I watched him from behind a wall of foliage, and sometimes I even followed him, keeping a certain distance, of course. It happened one morning, as he believed himself alone, that he began some strange movements, some little bounce first, then a bow, then he struck up some capers with his lank legs, turned as if on a pivot, bending and swaying, smiling to an imaginary audience, making big gestures with outstretched arms, twisting his meager frame, and throwing tender and ridiculous kisses and salutations to the open air. Suddenly he stopped, advanced, as performers do on the stage, and with trembling hands threw innumerable kisses to the rows of flowers and elm trees. Then he resumed his walk with dignity. From that day on, I never lost sight of him, and each morning I saw him doing his dance. I wanted very much to meet him, and one day I approached him. It's a fine day today, sir, isn't it? Yes, sir. A fine day. A day as if of long ago. By the end of a week we were friends, and I knew his story. He had been the dancing master at the opera during the reign of the Emperor Francis Joseph. His cane was a gift from the Empress, and when he spoke of dancing, his old eyes sparkled. One day he confided to me, "I married La Castris, sir. I will gladly introduce you to her if you so wish, but she never comes here so early. This park, you see, is all our pleasure, all our life. It is all that remains to us of former times. It is old and distinguished, is it not? My wife and I spend every afternoon here, and I come even in the mornings." I returned that afternoon to the park, and soon I caught sight of my friend, who was giving his arm with elaborate ceremony to an old little woman dressed in black. He introduced me to her. It was La Castris. La Castris, the dancer, who was loved by princes, loved by the emperor, loved by the people, loved by all her gallant century. We sat down on a bench. It was in the month of May. A perfume of flowers flitted through the park. The sun glistened through the leaves and shed over us large spots of light. The black robe of La Castris was golden with brightness. The park was empty and silent. They spoke of their brilliant past, of the nobility for whom they had performed, and of the graceful dances of their day. "I know the waltz, of course," I said to the old dancing master. "But tell me, sir, what is the minuet?" "Oh, the minuet, sir, is the queen of dances and the dance of queens. There are no more kings, No more queens, no more minuets. I wanted him to describe to me the steps, all the movements and different poses. He tried to explain, but didn't seem to find the right words, and became irritated with himself. Turning to his withered companion, he said, "My dear, would you mind if we showed this young gentleman what the minuet really was?" She trembled, turned her dim, half-blind eyes in every direction, then rose without a word and placed herself opposite him. And then I saw something I shall never forget. They moved forward and back with a childlike apishness, smiling at each other, balancing and bowing and hopping, and dropping deep curtsies, like two old puppets animated by some mechanism a little out of repair. And so they hopped and bowed, and passed forward and backward, to and fro. A melancholy, a ghastly, ghostly, a grotesque view. Dear old marionettes, shadows of a period past and gone. A few days later, I had to leave Vienna. When I returned some years after, the park was no more. It had been demolished. A department store had been built on its ground. What had become of the old couple without the beloved place of other days, with its twisting alleys and its scent of long ago? I've never seen them again. Were they dead? Were they wandering through modern streets, exiles without hope? Are they dancing somewhere a fantastic minuet among the cypress trees in a moonlit graveyard? The memory haunts me. Ridiculous, isn't it?